Hey guys, welcome to Christina Cakes It. I'm Christina and today I'm making a koala cake. So the reason I'm making this cake is because koalas are definitely one of my favorite animals, and I actually say they're kind of like my spirit animal. They like to take naps, they eat a lot of leafy greens, and they kind of just like their alone time. So I really have been wanting to make a koala cake, and in order to do this, there are a few steps. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to make the base of the gray koala face, and then I'm going to be working on the fondant ears. From there, I'm going to do all the facial features like the eyes, the nose, and the koala smile. Then I'm going to pipe some buttercream gray fur all over my cake, and finally I'm going to finish this with a little party hat. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have my gray marshmallow fondant from my marshmallow fondant recipe that I will include at the end of this video. And then for this, I did make a template just because I wanted to make sure that it was gonna fit my cake before I started. Don't pay attention to the different little sketches on here. I'm not actually sure what I want my koala's face to look like, so I made like a bunch of different types. So after I cut my the base for the face, I am going to stick this onto the cake with some Wilton Dab and Hold. So this is super handy. It definitely has taken my cakes up another level, and it sticks fondant to fondant and fondant to crusted buttercream, which this cake is a 6-inch buttercream that has been in the fridge, so it is crusted. You can see this is actually like a really messy crumb coat because this whole thing is gonna get covered, so I wasn't worried about smoothing it out or anything like that. So I am going to put some Dab and Hold on the back of my fondant. I'm just painting it on. And I may have to press it a little bit to get it to make sure that it adheres, but that Dab and Hold is going to make it stick pretty well. And I am going to use my fondant smoother tool just to make sure there's no lumps and bumps under here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on my koala's ears. So I'm using the same gray fondant that I just used for his face. And if you are making this cake, I would definitely recommend making these ears a day ahead of time because we want them to dry and harden and set because they are going to stick out from the cake. So for this, I'm just using a round cookie cutter, and I'm going to cut out 2 circles. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a cake pop stick. This cake, because it is a 6-inch, it's a little bit smaller, so I'm cutting my cake pop stick down a little bit. And here's a trick when you're cutting dowels or cake pop sticks. These are actually toenail clippers for dogs, obviously totally unused and clean, only for this purpose. But these are like a game changer when you're cutting your like wooden dowels and things like that. So before I add my stick, these ears are gonna stick out from the cake at an angle. So I'm actually gonna cut away a right angle here at 90 degrees. See, we're using our math class right here, 90-degree angle. And I'm gonna add some Dab and Hold here, and my stick is going to be at a 45-degree angle. Stick that on top, and then koalas have kind of like this notched like fur here, so I just went ahead and notched this around like that to give them that texture. So like I said, you are gonna wanna make these at least a day ahead of time, and you're obviously gonna wanna make 2. So I have my ears ready here. So I made these honestly probably like 4 or 5 days ago. So these are hard, and I'm gonna add some white to the ears. So this is just white fondant here. gonna use a smaller circle. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut out that 90-degree angle. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut out some like small triangles here, just to make that like inner ear, like add like some extra detail, because it's like fur, like they have kind of like furry ears. So a little dab and hold on the back here, so just paint that on. So I might place these now on the cake just so I have a better idea of where I need to place the rest of the koala's face. So now I'm gonna work on creating my koala's face. So I have a little bit of black fondant here, and I'm gonna use this for the nose, eyes, and mouth. So I'm just using an oval cutter here. And I really haven't decided what kind of eyes I want my koala to have. I'm still unsure. So I'm gonna go ahead and put his nose on. Koalas kind of have big noses. So what I think I'm gonna do for the eye is like the closed eye shape that you see a lot on the unicorns with eyelashes. So I'm just gonna use half a circle and cut out a template. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on my koala's eyes, and I think I'm gonna make small ovals. So I'm just using actually a frosting tip, like a large open circle. So I have my little eyes done, and I'm gonna make a little smile for our koala. So I just made a small circle. I just want like a line of black fondant. So I'm gonna add a little bit of detail to the eyes. And for this, I'm just using, again, a small round frosting tip. I do this all the time to make really small circles, especially when I'm doing like the details for eyes. Like you guys probably have seen me do this on many other cakes as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some pink fondant cheeks for my koala. I just think that he needs a little bit of color on his face. So this koala eventually will have a party hat. So I know it's probably gonna go about here. Haven't made it yet. But what I wanna do is I wanna pipe the gray buttercream all over the cake before I do the party hat. So I'm just using a small star tip, and I'm just gonna pipe around the whole cake. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on the party hat. So this is obviously just a sugar cone that I'm going to cover in buttercream. So I am again just using a small French star tip, and I'm just going to start piping all around this cone to cover it up with some color. So final touch for my koala is I'm gonna add just a few eyelashes. So I'm using my Americolor gel food coloring pen just to add a few of these on. Alright, so my koala cake is done and he's really cute. He's definitely ready for his party, and I do hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel.